As you know, this is the third evening of interviews with the candidates for superintendency of the Des Moines Public Schools. As I've explained to some, maybe you're new tonight, but this started last November when we brought the community in to develop a profile of a superintendent. We hired a search firm to go out and look for candidates that fit that profile and invite them to apply for a position here in Des Moines School District, and 49 candidates applied. They took those 49 application forms and sent them to committees of school administrators and former school administrators around the country. Those folks winnowed it down to 14 candidates. Those resumes were then presented to the Des Moines School Board. The Des Moines School Board read through those resumes and selected 6 candidates to come in for interviews. Those 6 interviews were held, and from that, we invited 3 then to come in and meet the public. Tonight is the third one to meet the public, and that will be Dr. James Browder from Anchorage, Alaska.
Tonight we have the opportunity to hear from the district's third finalist for the position of superintendent. And I hear he goes by Jim, so Dr. Jim Browder is here this evening, the current superintendent of schools with the Anchorage School District in Anchorage, Alaska. Previously, Dr. Browder was the Senior Vice President of Charter Schools and Operations with the Edison State College in Fort Myers, Florida. Prior to that, he served as Superintendent of the Lee County School District in Fort Myers, Florida. Dr. Browder earned his doctorate degree from Argosy University, University of Sarasota in Fort Myers, Florida. I would like to invite Dr. Browder to say a few words, and then we will have the question and answer session.
Thank you. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to be here this afternoon. I've promised to talk quick. That's not my nature, but I know Roosevelt has a basketball game going on this afternoon, so I'll try to get you out of here quickly. My name's Jim. I was born and raised in South Charleston, West Virginia, moved to Florida. That's where my parents had moved. Went down there for 2 weeks and never left. 36 years in the Lee County school system. I did every job there. I was fortunate enough to be the superintendent, longest seated superintendent of the history of the district, almost 8 years, and I decided that it was time for me to do something different. I applied for a job in Las Vegas. I was in the top 3 finalists there. A friend of mine calls from the state college and says, "Hey, why don't you come here and stay in Lee County and help me? I've got some issues going on." That made sense. My family encouraged me to do it, so I stayed and I went to Edison State College. Now, one of the questions in that pile has to be about what happened there. I was there 6 months. 5 months, you'd have thought I was giving everybody $100 bills, and something happened in that 6th month, and the faculty found out. There are 90 or 95 full-time faculty folks, and they found out what the salary was of the president. They didn't like how that went, and they expressed concern about his leadership and the fact that he brought me there without an interview, which is perfectly legal in Florida for someone at that level to be able to do. So I chose to leave. I had a 3-year contract, and I chose to leave because, to be honest with you, I'm a K-12 person. I learned my lesson about being at the university or college level. If there's anybody in here from that level, I appreciate what you do. I respect what you do, but it isn't for Jim. Jim is a K-12 person, and I'm an urban superintendent kind of person because I believe in assuring that every child gets a quality program. So I left there. I started applying for superintendencies around the state, and I matched myself up with a district that I thought would really give me an opportunity to continue what I'd started in Lee. Lee County, the 9th largest in the state, 82,000 students. 7 years in a row saw positive academic growth. The only school district, the only of the large 9 that had no DRF schools 2 years in a row. Academically, we saw huge gain, and we were 70% free and reduced lunch, 50-50 majority minority. So some real challenges inside of that district, just like the one in Anchorage, which is very similar, which just like Des Moines, challenges in relation to poverty and how we help every child be successful. So going in, I want you to understand, I'm not going to hide from anything that I've done in my career that's happened to me. I went someplace and it wasn't the right fit. And I had the ability at that point in my career to say, I really don't want to do this. I believe in K-12 and boys and girls, and that's where I want to be. So that's where I ended up. What changed, though, in 1 year, I've been in Anchorage 1 year now, what changed up there that would have Jim apply for something else and move? Well, I've got 2 daughters, and I got one that lives in Atlanta. She's having some health difficulties, as is my grandson. So instead of being 15 hours away by plane, I wanted to be a couple of hours. So I've made a conscious decision to try to get closer to my daughter and my grandson. And as I looked at the opportunities out there, I don't apply for every job out there. I research, I look at what's going on in a district and what I think I bring to that table, and then I apply. And that's how I end up in this search. This is a great district that's it's just absolutely on the precipice of being as good as there is in any urban district in America, in any school system in America. So as I come in, my goal is we're going to be there. And if I'm fortunate enough to get this job, you're going to see very clear, strong leadership that gets us from where we are today to the next level. I've done that already, and I understand how to get us there. And I can tell you, for the board that's here tonight, I want you all to understand that senior staff, what I've seen so far, the reason we're close is because of folks in this system right now. So I'm really pleased and proud to be here. I could talk for 3 days about stuff, but I want you to know that I honor your time, and I'm just anxious to hear your questions and have an opportunity to talk to you about the wonderful things I see here and anything that I think that you would find interesting that I might be able to bring and add value to this community and the children in it. If you don't take anything away from this discussion, I want you to go tell somebody, well, he wasn't that cute, but he does care deeply about children and making sure that every child in this system has a golden opportunity in front of them to do whatever they want and be whoever they want. So I stand ready to answer those questions, and I'll look forward to it.
We have one item on the agenda tonight. That's the interview of Dr. James Browder. We want to welcome you tonight. I know you prefer to be called Jim, so we'll welcome you tonight, Jim, and hope you had a nice day visiting the schools and interacting with our public, and we're anxious to listen to what you have to say tonight. So thank you for coming, and I get the first question.
All right.
Okay, please take 3 minutes to introduce yourself to the Des Moines community.
Thank you. First of all, I'm honored to be here. I regret that my wife Beth is not able to be with me this evening. She's a teacher in Fort Myers, Florida, and I was finishing up her last year. I have 2 grown children. Both of them work in an urban school setting. One an assistant principal in a Title I school, a provisional school. The other one a guidance counselor in a provisional school in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been committed to public education for longer than I want to say out loud. I believe in children, and I believe in what we do. My experience has been varied. I've been a teacher and a coach. I was director of maintenance and secondary education. I've been a high school principal for 18 years. I've been an assistant superintendent for finance and support services. And I've been a college administrator. Some would say not very well, but at least I was a college administrator. And I've been superintendent of schools in 2 large urban districts. Currently in Anchorage, Alaska, 50,000 students, 46% majority, 54% minority, and 46% free and reduced. Lee County Public Schools, 82,000 students, the ninth largest district in the state of Florida. 50-50 majority minority, 72% free and reduced. So my urban experience is something that I think is real important, and I would want the community to understand that I have specific experience in issues that we'll deal with here in our great community. I think it's important that everybody have a sense of what my educational philosophy is about. My educational philosophy is pretty straightforward. I believe that boards of education, school superintendents, district staff, school staff must provide quality programs that allow students to exceed and meet all of the expectations that families have. I also believe that effective school districts, implement best practices. They have a shared vision, common goals, and they implement best practice. Today, I hope that you see my passion for children, but more importantly, I hope you see my clarity of purpose on their behalf. I think it's real important that this position have a good sense of what goes on in school districts and school communities, and I believe the preparation that I have has prepared me for that. I'm anxious to continue to meet the community in Des Moines and spend some quality time helping our children.
Why Des Moines? Why you? Why now?
Ooh. Well, today really solidified what I thought when I saw what I saw today. There's great opportunity in Des Moines. I'm an urban school superintendent. I believe in the Council of Great City Schools. I believe in best practice. And I believe that Des Moines does too. I saw some random acts of unbelievable quality experiences for children. I know that you value best practice. There have been multiple questions around best practice. How do you do that? How do you build a system? I know you're thinking systemically. So why Des Moines? It's answering some of the questions that I have about would I be a good fit. This is a gold mine, in my opinion. I said today we're right on the precipice. We're going to step from there to there. And the way we'll do that is together. What we've got to do is mine the mine. Get the gold out, and let's move forward in a continuous learning model that's about best practice and what's right for all children. I guess that would be why Des Moines. I see the potential here in an urban district. Why me? Well, as I look to the future, I need to align my professional beliefs with a district that I believe has that same sense of doing what's right for children. Your questions and your thoughtful questions have given me that sense. The questions today from the community I thought were real thoughtful. And I thought it gave me a sense of, okay, they're about continuous improvement also. I really believe that as I look at the system and I look at the abilities that I bring based on past experience and past successes, I'm the right fit at the right time. A fresh set of eyes looking at what you're doing and what we would do to improve is that opportunity for me. Why now? Well, I mentioned my grandson a moment ago. This district is at a crossroads. As I look at the Iowa core, as I look at what the governor's doing, as I look at what's out there in relation to what you feel in writing, you say this district should be. It should be about the graduation ends. It should be about all those things that are best practice. It's about a CTE program that's second to none. It's about academic programs in this community. I had this strange thought today. What if this were the first school district, public school district in America that was an IB district? We're well on the way to look at International Baccalaureate as a standard. That vision just jumps out there. So, Why me? Why now? We're at the crossroads, and I believe I'm the person, the leader that can take us as a group, 7 individuals, as you all know, take this group with me, develop a cohesive team that can get us all going in the right direction. I want every child to experience what I saw in those 3 schools today. Now, they've seen positive academic gain. They've integrated everything. They've got wraparound services. I believe in wrapping around what we do, undergirding, if you will, those things that are important to children and families. And I think that all children deserve that in relation to what we provide them. So, as I look at what I've done, what I bring, today I believe that I'm the right person at the right time to assist you in moving the district forward. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Jim Browder. I would be honored to be your superintendent of schools, and I would be honored to sit with you and work with you to make things as good as you could imagine for children in this community. I'm willing to commit. One of the issues I get tagged with is I've moved quickly a couple times. I'm willing to commit and stay for the long haul and do my part to assure that you're never regretful of the decision you make. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for making the trip here a couple times and making yourself available to us. We've learned a lot and enjoyed it. And I'm going to do something different this time than I've done last time. This was the last interview, and we're going to go immediately into closed session to begin the process of making a decision.